Good morning, intrepid readers. It's Wednesday, the 25th of September, and it is hot here. It's it's not even the 25th of September. Excuse me. It's the 25th of October, almost Halloween. I'm wearing my Wonder Woman t-shirt. Look at this. Wonder Woman. 25th of October, excuse me. It's hot. It's 103 degrees. And I just had to walk from my son's school in the sun and the heat. And I have to walk back here in a while. And it's too hot. One of my friends in Colorado I just talked to, she's like, it's cold. And she's complaining about how it being so cold. And I'm going, man, I want some cold. I'll take the cold right now. Anyway, here I am today on this Wednesday talking about last week's blog, which was, I think I said the mystery of simplicity. I don't know if that really expressed the theme of the blog, but I'll go from there anyway. So, I read this Louise Penny as a mystery writer. She's fantastic mystery writer. Her book is out of Quebec. Her books are out of Quebec about a chief inspector of the Sûreté de Québec, which is like a big, important police organization. And the leader is this guy named Gamache. He's a really cool character. It's a great series. Anyway, the blog came from book number 6 of the series. I think it's number 6 or 7, and it's called Bury Your Dead. And the cool thing about Louise Penny is she explores all these mysteries, but in the sense of the human condition and what kinds of personality things or events in a person's life can lead them to cause them to murder. And she's always got all these themes that she's pursuing in each of the books about people and why they do what they do. So in this book, basically what she says, and I love this and I'm going to use it all the time, she said, above anything else, when you look at the things about that you would think of as causing someone to murder, money, jealousy, anything like that. This book, Gamache says, that's not it. It all comes down to one thing, and that is fear. Fear of losing what you have or of not getting what you want. Period. That's it. And so it says this in the book, and I just sat there for a while and stared into space and was like, yeah, that's totally true. Yeah, that's true. You can't get this guy that you want. I fear that I don't get, for me it was children. Fear that I don't get children. Fear that I won't get a husband that I love. Fear that I won't ever publish a book. Those have been my big fears. And, I'm lucky because I've gotten all of those things. Do I think that not getting those things would have caused me to murder? No, but I've got so many other fantastic things in my life. There's that path is just not my path, but it totally made sense. If money is a big, big deal to you and you come into a huge chunk of it and then lose it, or you never have it to begin with, that could drive somebody to murder. And it certainly can drive people to make really shitty decisions, if you'll excuse my French there. But if nothing else, it can do that. Fear can do that, for sure. So that's what the blog was about. I kind of looked at a couple of articles about a couple who murder-suicide in LA, and she was really in pain, and I don't know. There are a couple of articles in the blog, but really, I would advise you to read the series. The Louise Penny series is just so awesome and so incredible, and I totally believe that fear of not getting what you want or losing what you have can drive people to murder. It certainly drove Bernie Madoff to do horrible things. It certainly drove, trying to think of another example of love and a relationship. I can't think of one right off the bat, but it's hot. I'm hot. That's slowing me down, I think. But I would love to know what you think. I personally looked at my fears, and my only fear right now, this minute, every minute, is that something could happen to me health-wise. And because I have a chronic illness, the MS, and so it's kind of always in the forefront of my brain. It makes me a worrywart, and I get super paranoid about this little spot and this little twinge and this little pain all the time because of that ultimate fear, which I guess ultimately is not only me being too sick to be a mom and to be a writer and to be a wife, but just dying. That's my biggest fear. I want to be around for a long stinking time. I would like to be around for a very long time and be able to take in all the amazing stuff that's going on. I just got back from my son's classroom. I got to work with this little girl on theme for the Phantom Toll Booth. That's another book that's fantastic. If you haven't read that book, you should read that book. Anyway, and her theme is the way you fight boredom is by using your imagination. So awesome. Perfect. I want to be able to use my imagination for a very long time. That's my fear. All right. I don't think it's going to drive me to murder. But I can see how fear definitely could be a thing. Now, the last thing in my blog was an article, a really interesting article, by the way, about psychopaths that sort of made my theory fly right out the window, I guess, because that's their main thing, is that they don't feel fear. And that translates to an inability to be compassionate to others. If you can't have empathy, if you can't put yourself in another person's shoes, like look at me and say, oh God, yeah, I can see how she would worry about death and that type of thing. And a person who can't understand that, can't even comprehend the concept of being afraid of losing something or someone, is they're psychopaths. And not all psychopaths are serial killers, but that's a scary, I don't know, can you imagine being unable to, I don't think it would be good. I think it would suck to live in a place where you don't feel fear. If you can learn to control it and overcome it, we're always working towards that, right? Soldiering on, despite it, cool. Not ever understanding it or knowing it at all, I think that's not only dangerous to everybody around you, but dangerous to you too. Like you could hurt yourself a lot with that. I wonder, I'll end on this one note because I just saw this in the news this morning. There's a group of 5 high school boys who thought it would be a funny prank to chuck some big stones over an overpass in Michigan onto a freeway. And so what happened was one of those stones broke a window of a car, came in and killed one of the people in the car, hit him in the head and the chest, and he died. Father of 4, driving to work, whatever, dead because of 5 stupid kids who thought that would be a funny prank. I think that kids have a hard time with empathy, right? It's something that we should try and teach them all the time, because I'm telling you right now, what those kids didn't fear when they went up to that overpass was that they were going to kill someone, and their lives then would never be the same. They're being tried under charges of second-degree murder as adults, aged 15 to 17. Whether they get acquitted or they go to jail or whatever, their lives, for all intents and purposes, will never be the same. And it's over. And until they can figure out the empathy and the conscience, wow. So, I don't know. Is it fear? Should it be? What do you think? I would love to know your opinion. So, until next time, then, stay mystified.